is a World Heritage Site, and it tells an extraordinary story of human resilience, human engineering, human culture, religion, faith.
Welcome, Micheál. Taoiseach Micheál. It's okay, go back. Thank you, thanks very much.
Extraordinary experience, and one has to try and visualise what life was like when the first monks came here, and the utterly different world that they inhabited to the one that we inhabit. Yet some of the fundamentals stay the same.
Cork men amongst them all, welcome to the kingdom. I admire your resilience.
Take your time, step by step, 600 steps.
What struck me was how humans and nature lived together here, and saw themselves in harmony. And there perhaps is a lesson for all of us in the modern era from that. What I'm also struck by is the varied sort of work of the OPW, from castles to big houses of Ireland to a World Heritage Site like this. I think the OPW has a wide and varied portfolio. It's a remarkable organisation that perhaps the Irish people should give greater credit to, given the range of work that's underway. It's fantastic work.
Obviously, you're here in an early Christian monastery. The first monks that came out here would have had no idea this was going to be here. It evolved over time. So you've got to think about those first monks to get a better idea of just the accomplishment here.
I was just talking to Pat there, who was telling me his basic philosophy was to follow the example of the monks in terms of how they built the walls, how they built the huts, and he kind of adopted their methodology, obviously applied modern techniques and so on, but maintained the same principles. And I think that reflects the excellence of the OPW in terms of what they do. They knew what they were doing, from an engineering point of view. So, yeah.
Is this your solar panels? Or?
Yep. So power's all generated and the roofs of the.
So is that a partnership with Irish Lights, or do you own it?
A partnership with Irish Lights.
We'll go around the front. We'll go from the back.
The waves now sometimes have come right over this house.
They have not.
They have.
No, they haven't.
Smashed the light. Yeah. Yeah.
One of the great things about Lighthouse in a place like this is that the infrastructure provides infrastructure for long-term monitoring. And if you're looking at climate change things, these are the kind of places where records that have been kept way back when that can be harvested with very big confidence.
I think it's a wonderful idea that people can come here to do various studies and have proper accommodation. This is very delicate, this is very difficult work here on a site like this, and there's a tremendous multidisciplinary team that I've seen already, that I've met, and it's that multidisciplinary point that is key. And I think what we must always strive to do then is to create the proper cooperation and synergy between different agencies and institutions and academia to witness the full flowering of those disciplines to get the right result here.
So we swept above here before we do the works, but they're loose stones that could come down anytime.
This new canopies will withstand, hopefully, the steel will throw the rocks off into the water, and hopefully it will protect our wall, and protect the people who will be walking underneath it. So we reached the old lighthouse we call it.
Oh wow.
The first lighthouse, there were two built at the same time.
So this house is pristine as it was, and it's the only one in the country. There's no other lighthouse like this. They've all been altered over time. So this is unique, and it's also in a spectacular position. And then we have the light tower as well, which is wonderful. So it's quite a unique and special location, this. And the work we're doing here, we've been doing close contact with the National Parks Wildlife, and Brian has been the ornithologist.
There's not a space on the island that's not utilised in some way by birds, so it's kind of an important part of the natural heritage.
Probably very safe for them here too, isn't it?
Yeah, there's not too much predation other than avian, so isolated islands are kind of ideal spot for puffins and shearwaters, those kind of species.
Well, we're delighted to have the Taoiseach here today. It really is terrific to recognise the work that's been done here by the OPW team, the current team, Fergus McCormick and Pat O'Shea, and their predecessors over the years. 14 weeks in a year, and a good year, you can work on this island. So it takes a long time to restore things to what they were, to try and get that balance right between the way it was and the way it needs to be safe in modern Ireland.
It's very tight to try and get all that work done.
Once you can get the lower lighthouse done, then you'll be able to accommodate a lot of people.
You would, you get more people in safely.
And that could accelerate the work.
It would accelerate the work.
This is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and so it's very important for the country of Ireland that we show off a site like this to its very best, up to the highest international standards, and I'd like to think we're doing that.
It's a GA experience. I want to pay tribute to the OPW for the extraordinary work it has done to preserve this gem, not just for the Irish people but for the world. We're very close to the coast of Cork actually, you know, I'm wondering why we didn't claim it some time ago.